Hey everybody, I am John Barker, and in this episode of On Location, we're in Dublin, Ireland, where we'll be setting up a live streaming studio over the next few days, so I'll take you on a behind the scenes look of all that. So we have decided where to put the studio. You can see I'm upstairs on the balcony, and we're going to put it right at the back here. So not much has been done yet, but I do have my gear up here, tripod, ready to go. And this kind of maps out where the main wide angle will be. So somewhere around here. And then as time goes on, I'll set up the other cameras. One over on this side, which will look across at the presenter. So somewhere around here. A different shot than that, but we'll get something like that. And then we'll have our guest shot over on this side. Looking at 1 or 3 guests that will be on the show. So yeah, there's lots to do. I'm just going to get started now. So you can see things are coming together now. I have some chairs out. These are just sample chairs. We are getting taller bar stool style chairs, but I'll just put them out there to see if I can scope this out a little. I've got my presenter chair here, and then I'll have my 3 guests, or up to 3 guests chairs there. A camera in roughly this location will be on a PTZ head, the Multicamzilla PTZ head. I can see the sticker back there. And it will just get first of all, a shot of all 3 guests, and then it will get in a bit tighter for each guest as the show goes on. The wide shot hasn't changed much since the last time I showed it to you. It will go up and down whenever I get the right chairs in, and I'll figure out how that looks. And then finally I have my presenter's camera, which will be over on this side, again on a PTZ head, just so we can make some adjustments as the show goes on. And then they will sit in that chair right there. So check out all this progress I've made in the last few hours. We have our director's area set up with a stream deck ready to switch the show. Pretty minimal little area there. And then over here we have my station, which will be running a bunch of things. Let's go on a little tour of them now. Over here we have audio, so I'll be running all of the microphones cabled from over there over to this point, and I'll be able to make some adjustments on the fly there. We have next the Webcaster X2, which is live streaming. Right now I'm just live streaming to Facebook to give things a test. Here I have some custom software I wrote for lower thirds and for news stories and all that stuff. Right now it doesn't look like much, but it's pretty nice how it works well with this other stream deck. So this is stream deck number 2 here. And what I'm able to do is toggle things like a logo on screen and off screen. And if I just show you that in action, I can press buttons like toggle a logo, and you can see a logo just appears on the upper corner there. And I can toggle that on and off with a button. I can do some other things like press this for a lower third, and that comes on, and it'll automatically go off after about 5 seconds. And then I also have a news ticker, so we'll have some news stories in there from the event. Just has some sample content in there right now, and that'll just stay on indefinitely until I press this ticker off button. It's kind of like a toggle as well. What else? There's a timer that comes on, but it's not working right now because it's at 0. And then I can take that off again. And the other things like other promotional items, like subscribe here on YouTube, and that'll go off when I press another button. Everything kind of slides in and out. And that is basically just talking to this application that I wrote in JavaScript and Node. All the content is in these little fields here, things like whose name should appear. So basically, presenter, I could do the same here. I could press show and it would bring up that lower third on the screen over here. But instead, I'm just using the Stream Deck and Companion to do something a little bit easier, like a press of a button and that lower third comes on. And then if we head over to the other thing that's happened since the last update, we have lights in the studio. So these are just kind of in a rough position right now while I work some more on getting some cables down and monitors. But there's some lighting coming into the area, looking a lot better already. I need to set them all up so they have the same colors and the same brightness roughly, and do a lot of tweaking with that just to get it looking right. I also have all my wired lav mics in place here, ready to go when we want to do some testing a bit later as well, and those are all set up for all our guests. So that's it. I'm currently wiring up this confidence monitor, so I'll get back to that. So here we are on the day of the production, probably about 1 hour before we go live, just getting a few last minute shots before things get crazy. Wanted to show off the little production area one more time, now that it's gotten really messy. We have those 3 stations now. We actually have an editor sitting here editing some VTs to play out during the live show. She's just being handed the footage, and then she's turning that into little packages for us to play. There's the director's chair with a bit more messiness, and then my spot with a little bit more messiness as well. Testing some last minute things. Here is our presenter's confidence monitor. We were able to show them whatever we wanted on that shot because it was on the aux output of my ATEM. But in this case, we just stuck with program out, so they knew roughly when they could look away from the camera and things like that. And over here, I just wanted to show you the talkback solution we went for. A simple microphone sender and receiver. In this case, the director wore the microphone on their lapel. And then I'll show you in a second, but the presenter was able to listen with headphones to the other side of that mic pack. Basically, the Ceremonics headset has just got, the receiver portion has just got a headphone out. In this case here, you can just see it's just a simple set of headphones attached to the output, and the presenter was able to hear whatever the director wanted them to hear. So just good for a few little commands. And then here's a time lapse of about 5 minutes before we go to air. Maybe, yeah, about 5 minutes to go. We've just setting down the panelists that would be going on first for about 10 minutes. I'm getting them all mic'd up and ready to go. And then any second now, I'm just ready to go live, and we'll see go live. In the bottom right hand corner, the show will appear. Then there we go. We played a quick video, and then we had our panel discussion back and forth through the cameras. You can see some graphics like lower thirds, and there's a little news ticker comes on like I showed previously in the video. And then once this panel comes to an end, we had about 2 minutes to change over to the next smaller panel. So any second now we'll play a video, and then there we go, we're playing a video and we're changing out the panel at the same time. We had about 2 minutes to do that, which disappears very fast during a live show, and we're back again, and the next sort of 1 or 2 person interview is up next with the same graphics and stuff like that. And we completed that, and then it was time to put it all away and tidy up and go home. It was a nice fun adventure. It was cool to get there and set things up and really take my time, but it had to come to an end at some point. Hope you find this useful. If you did, just let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.